Hello everyone, I have an empties video for you guys, and I have my magical little tin of empties because we're reusing this tin instead of using paper bags that have to be recycled and is probably a little more wasteful for the environment. So yeah, I just want to say I played with my makeup today. I was playing with my Project Pan palette, and the purple shade in the Lorac Pro 2 palette is a lot darker than what it looks like in the pan. So if it's a little too dark for what you're used to, because it is definitely dark than what I'm used to for a day-to-day life, especially because I'm wearing a lot of blue, so it's like, should have done like a more brownie, whatever. It's makeup. It was playtime. Okay, we're gonna move on and like live with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna start right in and go in no particular order. Because this is my nail by year, and because Hannah Louise Poston kind of like started the whole like craze of it all over again, I kind of want to like do my empties the way that she did them last year. So if it gets a little lengthy, I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, first things first is my Caudalie grape water spray. Super fancy spray. This is really expensive for what it is. It's just fancy grape water, or like just fancy water in like a can. And I don't have any more sprays that like kind of like what you would consider Fix Plus, and I'm not going to replace it or repurchase it because I've never actually used them for what it's meant for. I rather just use like a setting spray like Urban Decay All Nighter and Wet n Wild like All Focus setting spray, like one of those, even though I don't even use them more often. But I will use that over something like this. So I did use it up, and it's not something I'm going to be replacing, just because I like these type of products don't really like have a use in my day-to-day life, and I'm really glad I finished it because it's one less thing of clutter in my collection. I am getting rid of the COSRX AHA Whitehead Power Liquid. This is just expired. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use a lot of it. It was a little too strong for my skin to use every day, and then I just ended up getting more products, and this just got put on the back burner, and I was like going through my skincare, and I was like, alright, this is essentially it went bad, which is one of the main reasons I'm really like honing in and like not buying anything new until I finished everything in a category, precisely for something like this, because I spent my money on it. Yeah, it was only like $10-15, but that was still $10 and $15. That was like, when I got this, that was like an hour and a half worth of my time for something like this, and I just let it go bad. And usually when you think of like stuff like that, where it's like, all right, how much of my time is it going to take to like purchase something? So it's like, when I got this, I was getting like, I don't know, maybe $11 an hour, $10 an hour. So if this costs $15, that's like an hour and a half of work, and I just let it go bad, essentially. So that was kind of depressing, but I like to not think of it like that anymore. Why did I do this accent? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I have my last pack of cotton rounds. This is just the up and up version. They suck. Don't get... First of all, I'm gonna say, get reusable cotton pads. And second of all, if you're gonna buy cotton pads, please don't get the up and up version. They suck so bad. I think I actually have like 5 left. I just have it on a container like back here. And I've just been using them for nail polish remover just because I prefer cotton balls for nail polish remover. And I also bought reusable cotton pads for actual makeup removing and toning, because that's more ecologically friendly. I'm going to try how I feel about using scraps of fabric and then kind of making my own cotton round and seeing how I like that for nail polish remover. I don't think it's gonna end well, but I'm gonna do that until I feel like I need to buy cotton balls, because if I don't like that, then I'm just gonna end up using the last 5 cotton rounds that I have, and then I'll have to buy cotton balls. And let me tell you, like, I've tried to look for cotton balls that come in package free, like no plastic, and that doesn't exist. So we'll see how that works using like fabric. I don't think I'm gonna like it, truth be told. I don't think it's gonna work very well. I think it's just gonna soak a lot of nail polish remover, but I'm gonna try it, and then if I don't like it, I'm gonna keep on with skincare for a while. This was the Pew! It's K Skincare, K Beauty Skincare. This is the Medicassoside. I don't even know how to pronounce this. If I can get this. Medicassoside cream. This is, it has Medicassoside and Centella. It is a gel-based moisturizer. I really like this. This would kind of be like a hydrating serum I would use underneath before I would put my actual moisturizer on. I have a Drunk Elephant Bee Hydrogel, which I guess technically falls into the category. I'm using that up before I repurchase this, but this is my favorite. I prefer this 1,000 times. Like in the summer, I could just wear this alone and not have to put extra cream, and then in the winter, this is such like a plus to like chapped, dry skin. Highly recommend. I think I got this off Amazon. It's not expensive at all, and I miss this so dearly. I also finished the Clinique Take the Day Off makeup remover. This is the only little bottle I have. I prefer the Lancome Bifacils, but I still have a couple more bottles of that one, but I don't really have to replace this one because I have makeup remover to spare actually, but I just used it up because I just had a lot of little bottles of makeup remover. It was good, it's just not my favorite. I have a prescription of adapalene. I finally used this up. I use it to like maintain like the smoothness of my skin and to help get rid of scarring that I have. I haven't asked for my prescription to be refilled yet because I have like Retin-A, and I'm trying to get through all of that stuff before I get new stuff, because again, these also have expiration dates, and I want it to be the most effective when I have it, so I'm holding off for a while just until I use up my other stuff. But you can get adapalene non-prescription. You can actually get it like at Target. It's called Differin Gel. It's not very expensive. So I guess if you're interested in trying it, but like you don't want to waste your time to go to like the dermatologist and do all of that stuff, because only dermatologists can prescribe it, then you could just buy the Differin Gel and save yourself some time. But like I said, I have other stuff I'm working through because they are on a time clock running out before they go bad. So yeah, holding off on that one. I finished a little baby thing of Aquaphor, the healing ointment. I used Aquaphor for everything. I have this is gonna be like really TMI. It is La Vanilla deodorant, but it's not from the regular La Vanilla line. I have it right here actually. This is the Vanilla Plus Air for Creativity, and the regular one like works fine, but this one on one of my armpits, whenever I use it, like I just get a little like rash just on one of them. The other armpit is fine, but just on one it'll get it. So what I've been doing is I only put that on the good armpit and then I use the other one on the other armpit, which I know is so extra, but I mean, I have it, I'm gonna use it up. So I've been using Aquaphor to put it on the little rash to help it heal, and then I also put it like around like the nape of a nail polish bottle, just because that way it's easier to like unscrew and it doesn't get hard and like get stuck forever. So that's what I use that for. I have a lot more tiny containers of Aquaphor before I think about even repurchasing a new one. I think I had the last two of my number 7 Revitalizing Hydro Eye Gel Masks, and well, I say these are nice, I guess, if you have puffy eyes. I use this a lot, like when I had a bunch of holiday parties and like holiday events, so that's how I use it up. I'm pretty sure I don't have any more of these. I'm not going to repurchase them because I think this is super wasteful to like have individually like you use something for like 10 minutes or like however long you're gonna use them, and it stays on the earth for such a long time, for way longer, for years and years, because these type of plastics you can't really recycle. See, it even says dispose with household waste, so like you can't even recycle this. This is just trash. And like this is why I'm so like anti makeup wipes, anti sheet masks, and I'm trying to get through them, and I'm anti this because it's just not good for our environment. And at the crazy rate that like everyone's like starting to get on these, like it's only gonna cause our planet more harm, and global warming is a thing. So yeah, so I just use up what you have, but I'm not purchasing any more individual single-use items, and especially that it's just like in this plastic that's just gonna get thrown away. I'm trying to stay like on skincare before I switch over. We're just gonna pretend this one's empty as well, but it only has one more use left that I'm gonna use up today. But I have the last 3 of my Neutrogena Hydro Boost gel cream like samples that I got from my boyfriend's mom, because she's a dermatologist. And she likes to give me a lot of her samples, because it's funny that she's a dermatologist, but her kids like don't care squat that much about their skin. The only thing that they ever do is like if they have like acne, that's the only time they care about their skin, or like pimples. So she gives me like a lot of her samples, and I'm not complaining. But the thing about getting a lot of samples is that you'll have a lot of like little things like this laying around, and besides it not being like great for the environment, because I don't believe you can recycle them, which is why like I try not to take them. But if she gives them to me, like what am I gonna do? Like, oh no, I don't want them. Like just have them and like let them go old and be hoarded. So I might as well use them because she has them. It'll be like these less of these, which kind of like really irritates me, because it's just like in this giant like container where I have a bunch of tiny little samples of like things like this, and it's just a bunch, like to me looking at that is just a bunch of clutter, and it like low-key stresses me out a little bit. So I'm glad I finally went through all of them. One of them just has one more use, and I think I think it's this one. So yeah, I'm really glad to get these out. Actually, I'm gonna put that back so I can use it later. But really glad that I have less clutter because those, like, they add up, they do clutter, and it is quite annoying, truth be told. I have a nail polish in here. Yes, I have one. This was the Sally Hansen Hard as Nails red carpet nail polish. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but it's completely dried out. It was actually down to where it says extreme, so it was over halfway used before it dried out. And this is actually the second bottle I've ever purchased in this color. It's just a great it's a great red. It has little glitter particles, so it's great for the holiday season. I got one more use out of it before I was like, okay, this has to go, because it is my no buy year. I'm not going to be repurchasing it, especially because I have a red nail polish still. So I'm just going to use that for the rest of the year until my no buy is over, and then if I want to purchase this again, I will, and then it would be my third bottle. So it goes to show that I really do enjoy them. There's a lot of actually polishes in the Hard as Nail like streamer line that I've repurchased a couple of times, so it's good. And like the thing about them is that it has less product than like a full-size nail polish bottom, so it's relatively fast to go through them, and then you're just keeping things fresh in your collection, which is, it's always good, because then like things like this don't happen. Although this wasn't that old compared to other ones that I have, so I'm surprised this actually dried out. And it's like, I make sure it's not loose and nobody else uses it, so alas, there's not much I could do. Oh my gosh, this one. This is the Lush Gorgeous Facial Moisturizer. I had this on my wish list for the longest time because I'm obsessed with the royals. I really am. So when I heard that like Princess Diana like curated this with Lush to like resemble all of her like bougie caviar skincare products, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. Except in the US, it cost like $80 something, and I'm like, that's ridiculous for a facial moisturizer. And I was like, I can't bring myself to purchase that. I can't, I really can't. That is so much. But I still wanted it, and I was very much debating to get it. And then I went to London in the summer, in August, and Lush had this. And because Lush is originally from the UK, it was so much cheaper. So this ended up being like US dollars. It ended up being like, it was 35 pounds, I believe. And I think it ended up being like maybe $50, I think. I remember it being like, I did the conversion, so I don't remember how many pounds it was exactly, but it ended up being only like $55 like in total, and I'm like, all right, I'll purchase that here. So because I don't want to spend $80. 55 is like, you know, it's still quite a bit for a moisturizer, but it's kind of like a little more normal in the moisturizer market. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. Hopefully I don't fall in love with it, because it costs a lot of money, and like, who knows when the next time I will know anybody that's gonna be in London or England or anything. And surprisingly and thankfully, I did not fall in love with this. I mean, it was okay. I need a lot of moisture because I have drier skin, so I had to put like 2 layers of this on, and even then, like after a while, I felt like I need more moisture. It does last a long time, so I started using this in September, and it lasted like, I think till December. So that was September, October, November, so about 3.5 months. And at the very end, I decided to use like oil, like rosehip oil, and that actually made it a lot better, and I enjoyed it using that way. But it's not worth, like in the US, paying like $80 something for it to on top use an oil to help it perform better, because by itself it doesn't perform to an $80 something standard. So I'm glad I got the chance to try it out. While I did feel like my skin looked a little bit brighter, it's not worth the price tag. There's other products for way less that will do the same. So I'm gonna save this packaging and save it to Lush's recycling program. But I'm really glad I don't have to repurchase that, because that was a ridiculous amount. And now we'll get into like the makeup-y stuff. I had a pair of lashes. They were the Ardell Wispies. I think I used them for like Christmas or something, or a holiday party. So that was that. I have more. Don't have to replace that. I used a lip balm. I am going to count this as makeup, because this is all going to go in like makeup I used up for 2019. So this was the Fresh Sugar Advanced Lip Balm. This is just a deluxe sample that I got in a Point Perk. It was gritty. Like, it was really strange. I did not like the consistency of this. Like, it was just like grit. And I mean, I got this in August, like before I left, like end of July. So is this just naturally gritty? And like, I remember when I first used it, it wasn't gritty. It just got gritty like over time. I mean, it didn't like taste bad. It didn't smell bad. It didn't, like, the consistency didn't, like the way that it felt on the lips, it didn't change, but the thing itself got gritty. So I'm not interested in purchasing a full size of this, especially because the Fresh Sugar lip balms are ridiculously expensive. Like, I bought one before my No Buy year because I was like, oh, there's like so much hype around it and never tried it, let me try it. And I had this one at the same time, and this one I did not like. I like the regular, like in the brown container, but for the price, it's definitely not worth it. So it's not something I will be repurchasing. I went through a beauty blender, but we're gonna cut this up later because I've been using this for almost a year, and which may be gross, but at the same time, this is why I love beauty blenders, because they last a long time. I used to like use Real Technique sponges, but I had to like replace them like every 3 months, like 2 to 3 months, just because it kept getting a little plastic in it, and it would like scratch my face, or like it would start getting really porous, and the beauty blender never really did that for me. So I think I'd rather just buy one sponge once for around the same price and have it work the whole year than constantly having to replace. That's just better for, I know it's better for the environment, like blah blah blah, and for the same price, like yeah, it's worth it. And I like the way that the beauty blender performs a lot better than a Real Technique sponge, although I like the Real Technique's flat side, but like you just get used to this one. So yeah, we're gonna cut this puppy open at the end of the video to see if there's any growth in that after like using it for almost a year. I would say I used it for like 10 months, maybe 11 months, like, and it was still going strong. The only reason like I'm getting rid of it is because it's been that long, but it's still working fine, so hey. Okay, for makeup-y items, I am getting rid of this Marc Jacobs eyeliner. We got this in a birthday gift like a couple of years ago. It is completely dried out. It was the black one, so I'm just tossing it. I am including it in this. I tried to get a little bit of life in it, but it was just after I struggled for a couple days, I'm like, you know what? It just needs to be trash. finished. I used up a mascara. This is the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. I do like this. The only thing I don't like so much about the brush is that it's like hard and bristly, and I'm a person that tends to like get really close, and more often than not I stab myself on the eyes with these type of brushes. So the brush looks like this. So I prefer like the soft brushes, which is what the Monsieur Big is. So if I get a sample of it, I'll gladly use it up, but it's not something I would personally go out to purchase the full size of, again, because I don't like the brush at all whatsoever. I am calling it quits on my Urban Decay Primer Potion. It's just old. I've used basically most of it up to the point where like the bristles on the brush like have fallen off and are in the product. There's really like not anything left. Like if you can see, like nothing like really comes out unless I squeeze this top. So like there's just product right here, but it's gone, it's old, and I could tell it's old because when I would apply it on my eyes, like it would literally just set the second I would put it onto my eyes, and I wouldn't have time to blend it out. And if I did have, like, if I was able to blend it out when I put my eyeshadow over it, like, it would look patchy. So I'm just calling it done. It has served me justice. I am actually currently using the Wet n Wild one, and I love that one. Like, it's the same and for a lot less. So I think I'm just gonna keep purchasing that one because it's like way more cost effective than purchasing this for the same performance. I don't have creasing issues, and like, it's more money in my pocket at the end of the day. Although this is a tried and true. For my eyelids, the other one works. I think this one works for most people, so yeah. I finished up my Maybelline Fit Me powder last night. Oh my gosh, I have been using this for years, and if you've been following my channel for years, you would know that. It is a great just like finishing powder just to set it. Like, I don't recommend this if you want coverage so much, if you want it to like mattify your face all day. This is just a good, you just need to set it. Like, you don't want like your foundation to be dewy, and you just need a lighter powder. This is my go-to. Sometimes I'll even just do concealer and just set my whole face with this, and I will be perfectly fine. I do have another one of these, so I don't have to go out and repurchase it. I want to be a little more sparing with the other one that I have, just because I have a lot of translucent and like loose setting powders. So if I used up the other one, I wouldn't be able to replace it because I have loose setting powders that can take the place of the function of it, even though they're not my favorite to use. So the camera angle is a little different. I do apologize. I had like one of those moments where like I was talking, I was like, oh, you need to go to the bathroom now. Does that happen to anybody? No, just me. Is it because I'm on laxatives? Maybe, but that's a different story. I have to take them. Like, this is about to get TMI, so if you don't like to hear them, like, sorry, but I have to take laxatives because if I don't take them, because of like the weird like flip-flop like overnight graveyard shift, and my body's like on a completely like flipped like schedule. It's not even a schedule, it's just like a chaos for my body, which is why I gained like 10 pounds. But that's gonna be ending soon, so that's great. So because of like the flip-flop schedule, what's ended up happening, and this all started back like in August, like if I don't take laxatives, like I will literally only go to the bathroom once every week and a half, and it's not even that much. So that's an issue. So I had to take laxatives to help me, and when I have to go, like I just had to go. Okay, moving on. TMI. So don't ever work overnights in graveyards. Last but not least, I have a lip product. Surprise, surprise. I have, if you've been a true follower since like 2016, 2017 maybe, you know that I try to use this up, and here we are 2 years later, I finally used it up. This is the Tarte Energy Lip Surgeons. I was tired of seeing this, especially because the cap is like so mingly. I'm like, I just have to use this up. Like, I've been trying so hard. There isn't that much product left, and so I finally put it in my work pocket, in like my blazer pocket, and because we had to wear like suits for work-ish, suit-ish stuff. So yeah, that's how I finally use it up, and that's that. Glad I finally finished it because it was getting quite old. This used to be like my favorite, and then as I was using it up this last time around, I'm like, it's I don't like this anymore. Like, I enjoyed it while I like was using it, but I was like, it's not like my, oh my god, I have to hunt it down, not even though I could, because for the millionth time I want to know by year. But finally, to finish one more lip product, and that's everything. That is all my empties. I know this was a way longer video, so I don't know if you like me like talking through each product, really get a feel for it. I hope you would let me know. But now it is time to cut this beauty blender and see if there's anything growing in it, and maybe it would be like, maybe I shouldn't use like a beauty blender for like 11 months straight, because I don't know what like the suggested time period it is. So as you can see, it's quite grayish looking, so we're just gonna oh my god, this is I don't know if it's like my scissors, but this is like really hard to cut. Hold on, we're gonna keep trying because my scissors are a little dull, so it might be a while. I want to cut it like just straight half up and down so I don't have to like cut it a gazillion times. But I don't know if we're gonna get there, guys. I really don't. Unless I keep just doing it like, ah! Alright. I feel like we always want to see if anything is like ever, like, look at how hot pink that is. Could I just use this side? Would it work? I don't know. But like, look at all that product that's just been like building up. So this is what a beauty blender looks like. Where did the other half go? This is what it looks like. Wow. It's so hot pink. Like, what? Look at all that product build up. Like, can we just slowly inching the beauty blender, like, wow. So yeah, if you really take care of your beauty blender, I think it's fine to use it for 11 months. Clearly there was no growth. I would really be interested to see this at a microscopic level, but I don't think my professors would let me look at this. So, especially because school hasn't started. But yeah, that's like a lot of like foundation. Like, I just can't believe how hot pink it is after like how many times I've washed it. Wow, that's really neat. Alright, so that is my empties videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe so you're part of the family. And yeah, I will see you guys all in my next one. Bye!